Hello everyone, myself Nisha Shatabdi Dhar, faculty of SVIST. Today I am here to discuss with you about the introductory part of fundamental of computer. Now we will know that what is computer. The word computer comes from the word to compute, means to calculate. A computer is normally considered to be a calculation device which can perform the arithmetic operations very speedily. A computer may be defined as a device which operates upon the data. Data can be in the form of numbers, letters, symbols, size, etc. And it comes in various shapes and sizes depending upon the type of computer application. A computer can store, process, and retrieve data as and when we desired. The fact that computer process data is so fundamental that many people have started calling as data processor. A computer first gets the data, does process on it and then produces information. So, as a definition of computer, what can we say? Computer is an advanced electronic device that takes raw data as an input from the user and processes it under the control of a set of instructions, which is called program, and produces a result which is called output and saves it for future use. So, the main tasks performed by the computer are taking input, doing the process and then giving the output. If we look at the diagram below, in a very broad sense, any digital computer carries out the following 5 functions. Step 1. Takes data as input. Step 2. Stores the data or instructions in its memory and uses them as required. Step 3. Processes the data and converts it into useful information. Step 4. Generates the output. And step 5. Controls all the above 4 steps. Now we will discuss about the characteristics of computer. The first one is automatic. Computers are automatic machines because it works by itself without any human intervention. Once it's started on a job, they carry on until the job is finished. Computer cannot start themselves. They can work from the instructions which are stored inside the system in the form of programs which specify how a particular job is to be done. The next one is accuracy. The accuracy of a computer is very high. The degree of accuracy of a particular computer depends upon its design. Errors can be occurred by computer, but these are due to human weakness, due to incorrect data, but not due to the technological weakness. The next one is speed. Computer is a very fast device. It can perform the amount of work in few seconds for which a human can take an entire year. While talking about computer speed, we do not talk in terms of seconds and milliseconds, but in microseconds. A powerful computer is capable of performing several billion simple arithmetic operations per second. The next point is diligence. Unlike human beings, a computer is free from monotony, tiredness, and lack of concentration. It can continuously work for hours without creating any error and without grumbling. If you give 10 million calculations to perform, it will perform with exactly the same accuracy and speed as the first one. The next one is versatility. It is one of the most wonderful features about the computer. One moment it is preparing the results of a particular examination, the next moment it is busy with preparing electricity bills, and in between it may be helping an office secretary to trace an important letter in seconds. The next point is power of remembering. Computer can store and recall any amount of data because of its high storage capacity of its storage devices. Every piece of information can be retained as long as desired by the user and can be recalled as and when required. Even after several years, if the information recalled, it will be as accurate as on the day when it was fed to the computers. The next point is no IQ. A computer is not a magical device. It possesses no intelligence of its own. So its IQ is zero. It has to be told what to do and in what sequence. It cannot take its own decision. And the last point is no feelings. A computer has no feelings because they are machines. Based on your feelings, task, knowledge, and experience, we often make certain judgment in our day-to-day life. But computer does exactly the way which we have given the instructions. So, what should be the advantages of computers? Yes, high speed, accuracy, storage capability, diligence, versatility, reliability, automation, reduction in paperwork and cost. And what are the disadvantages of computers? No IQ, dependency, environment, and no feelings. Generation in computer terminology is a change in technology. A computer is being used. Initially, the generation term was used to distinguish between varying hardware technology. But nowadays, generation includes both hardware and software, which together make up an entire computer system. There are 5 computer generations known till date. Each generation has been discussed in detail along with their time period and characteristics here. In the following table, approximate dates against each generation has been mentioned, which are normally accepted. So following are the main 5 generations of computer. The first generation is from 1946 to 1959. The second generation was from 1959 to 1965. The third generation was from 1965 to 1971. The fourth generation was from 1971 to 1980. And the fifth generation is 1980 to onwards. The period of first generation was from 1946 to 1959. The computers of first generation used vacuum tubes as the basic components of memory and circuitry for CPU. These tubes, like electric bulbs, produce a lot of heat and the installations used to fuse frequently. Therefore, they were very expensive and only large organizations were able to afford it. In this generation, mainly batch processing operating system was used. Punch cards, paper tape, and magnetic tape was used as input and output devices. The computers in this generation used machine code as the programming language. Now the main features of the first generation are vacuum tube technology, unreliable, supported machine language only, very costly, generated a lot of heat, slow input and output devices, huge size, need of AC, non-portable, consumed a lot of electricity. Now some of computers of that generation were ENIAC, EDVAC, UNIVAC, IBM 701 and IBM 650. The period of second generation was from 1959 to 1965. In this generation, transistors were used that were cheaper, consumed less power, more compact in size, more reliable and faster than the first generation machines made of vacuum tubes. In this generation, magnetic cores were used as the primary memory and magnetic tape and magnetic disks were used as secondary storage devices. In this generation, assembly language and high-level programming languages like Fortran, COBOL were used. The computers were used batch processing and multi-programming operating system. Now the main features of second generation computers are use of transistors, reliable in comparison to first generation computers, smaller size as compared to first generation computers, generated less heat as compared to first generation computers, consumed less electricity as compared to first generation computers, faster than first generation computers, still very costly, AC still required, supported machine and assembly languages. Now some computers of this generation were IBM 1620, IBM 7094, CDC 1604, CDC 3600, UNIVAC 1108. The period of third generation was from 1965 to 1971. The computers of third generation used ICs, those are integrated circuits, in place of transistors. A single IC has many transistors, resistors and capacitors along with the associated circuitry. The IC was invented by Jack Kilby. This development made computers smaller in size, reliable and efficient. In this generation, remote processing, time sharing, multi-programming operating system were used. High-level languages like Fortran 2 to 4, COBOL, Pascal, BASIC, ALGOL 68, etc. were used during this generation. Now the main features of third generation are IC used here, more reliable in comparison to previous two generations, smaller in size, generated less heat, faster, lesser maintenance, costly, AC still required, consumed lesser electricity, supported high-level languages. Now some computers of this generation were IBM 360 series, Honeywell 6000 series, PDP, that is Personal Data Processor, IBM 360 by 168 and TDC 316. The period of fourth generation was from 1971 to 1980. Computers of fourth generation used very large scale integrated circuits. Those are VLSI. VLSI circuits having about 5,000 transistors and other circuit elements with their associated circuits on a single chip. made it possible to have microcomputers of fourth generation. Fourth generation computers became more powerful, compact, reliable, and affordable as a result. It gave rise to personal computer revolution. In this generation, time sharing, real-time networks, distributed operating system were used. All the high-level languages like C, C++, DBase, etc. were used in this generation. Now the main features of fourth generation are VLSI technology used, very cheap, portable and reliable, use of PCs, very small in size, pipeline processing done here, no AC required. Concept of internet was introduced in this generation. Great developments in the fields of network. Computers became easily available. Now some computers of this generation were DEC-10, Star 1000, PDP-11, Cray-1 that is a supercomputer, Cray-XMP, those are also supercomputer. The period of fifth generation is 1980 to till date. In the fifth generation, VLSI technology becomes ULSI, that is ultra large scale integrated technology, resulting in the production of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. This generation is based on parallel processing hardware and AI, that is artificial intelligence software. AI is an emerging branch in computer science which interprets the mean and method of making computers think like human beings. All the high-level languages like C and C++, Java, .NET, etc. are used in these generations. AI includes robotics, neural network, game playing, development of expert systems to make decisions in real-life situations, natural language understanding, and generations. Now the main features of fifth generation are ULSI technology, development of true artificial intelligence, development of natural language processing, advancement in parallel processing, advancement in superconductor technology, more user-friendly interfaces with multimedia features, availability of very powerful and compact computers at cheaper rates. Now some computer types of these generations are desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook, Chromebook. Computers can be classified by their speed and computing powers. The types are PC, that is personal computer. It is a single user computer system having moderately powerful microprocessor. Other one is workstation. It is also a single user computer system similar to personal computer, however has a more powerful microprocessor. Another one is mini computer. It is a multi-user computer system capable of supporting hundreds of users simultaneously. Next one is mainframe. It is a multi-user computer system capable of supporting hundreds of users simultaneously. Software technology is different from mini computer. And the last one is supercomputer. It is an extremely fast computer which can execute hundreds of millions of instructions per second. So here you can see the pictures of the different types of computers. The PC, that is personal computer, the workstation, mini computer, mainframe computer, and supercomputer. So thank you very much for watching this video. and don't forget to subscribe my channel.